This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, I'm back. I'm not sick. We talk about lead generation ideas, the long game, and will inflation affect PT income? Who knows? Three, two, one. I'm alive, Dan. I'm alive.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bud?
We're 2 weeks behind, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little bit. Apologies.
Everyone's missed us, I reckon. No one's noticed. I don't think.
No one's noticed. But, to be fair, people did notice because I accidentally uploaded a old episode. I uploaded the same episode twice, I think, and then a few people reached out to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, lol." I think it was I'd done the intro on a different file and then put it up differently. Apologies, and I think I was traveling to Dubai, to you, so whatever. Yeah, this is the first post Dubai podcast. I say I'm alive because if you follow my social media, I was incredibly quiet for 2 or 3 days because I was, if anybody's squeamish, I was puking up, basically. Not because of Dan's cooking, unfortunately. It was because of Laura's cooking. No, it was... it was. I didn't do any cooking. Correct. I should have done it myself. Apparently, came back, was all ship shape, ready to go to that wedding, and then did go, but yeah, decided to have some dodgy Thai food on Sunday night, and then puked my brains out all through Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, and then brilliant. My lovely partner, as wonderful as she is, obviously I was eating bland foods, and I had 2 pieces of toast throughout that day, and then the next day she came over. I was like, "Oh, chicken, you're right." And obviously, what probably would be something I don't really want to be around after eating kind of Asian food. Yeah. She was like, "Oh, I've got an itsu. Did you want that?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why you brought Asian?" No, I've just seen that in reverse. I was like, "Why did you bring itsu?" I'm like, she was like, "Oh, but you like it." I was like, "I just thrown it up." It wasn't itsu that I threw up. I was just like, you know what? Just anything kind of Asian-y. I'm not going to do for a few weeks if that's okay. I'm just gonna. Unfortunately, I've recoiled into I'm only going to do nice British food, and weirdly, I was really craving.
You can't go wrong with beige British food.
Exactly. In 3 days, I had 6 slices of bread, some peanut butter, and a sausage roll. That's all I ate. That's bad, right? Thought you were going to be a PT. I'm dying. Absolutely dying. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I had a cinnamon. I wish I had a cinnamon social today, Daniel, from Ollie and Stain. You remember one of them?
Cinnamon socials are good.
They are good. Yeah, they are nice. But yeah. Anyway, went back from Dubai. Should I speak of my experience? It was hot.
Yeah, how was it, Tom?
And
Tell me how it was.
It was hot. I stayed at Dan's. I even robbed him of his office for some hours because unfortunately, the crazy lifestyle that myself and Dan lead is we had to do some work whilst I was on holiday. I did kind of holiday it out a fair bit, but I did actually have to do some work, unfortunately.
Yeah, you did.
So Dan is living proof. He saw me do work. So
and I think the highlight of the trip though, Tom, was when we played golf.
Yeah.
Was it the last day we played? And this is the thing it's shocked quite a lot of people about me in Dubai, right? Is I get this from clients on updates. It's like, "Oh, you've not gone red." Like, I know. I've tanned, don't worry. The highlight for me was on the last day. Look, I'm not saying it's big and clever, right? To not wear sun cream, right? It's not big and it's not clever.
It's not big or it's not clever. I'm sorry. You should doubt yourself.
It's not. No, it's not. I only put it on my face because I'm nice and brown and tan now, is that I put it on just my face and I went out, we played golf, middle of the day it was, and Tom put on Factor 50. I saw him spray it on himself 3 times, all over his arms, face, everything. He probably did it more than 3, but I saw 3. And he was lobster, like proper full on bright red arms, like oh my God, it looks so painful. And I just rocked up and I was absolutely fine. And like,
See,
I think it shocks people to know
the
that I've not burnt over here.
The thing is, right? So it looked painful, but it was not at all. So it's obviously the blood vessels going to, because obviously I put sun lotion on, so my skin was actually fine. It was just obviously my skin's going bright red to release kind of heat, right? It's just like, oh, cool me down or whatever.
It looked like you were struggling.
Sook was like, he was like, you sure? I was like, it's really weird. I was like, I don't feel burnt, but I know I look burnt. But I was just like, I guess that's what some cream does, or like the spray can or whatever it is. So it was all right. I was hot. It was good. Golf courses were class. I will be coming out again, obviously. It is going to be my golfing retreat. As far as the city goes, I'm going to be really honest. I've been to a fair few big cities around the globe, and it's fine. But I think for me, it's like I think I'm a big one. Dan knows this. So like, I'm a big one for like kind of culture and that kind of immersing myself in that. I don't think there is the possibility to, as a Westerner, to immerse yourself in Emirati culture. I don't think that's a thing that you can kind of do, really, because that city's only cropped up over the last 25 years. So yeah. So that would be.
It's just the thing with Dubai is, it's just, as you found out, it's just malls. There's nothing else to do. It's not really. Obviously, you've got the version, you've got all these big things, but it's there's no, like, so there's no ancient ruins for you to look at like there are in other cities. There's no like these amazing venues and things like that. I think it's but like you said, you come for things like the golf, or you come for the malls, or you come for the beaches, or you come for the hotels, and like that's what you come for. Like, it's not the kind of place I think you'd spend like a 2-week holiday and be like, oh my God, I saw so much. You get unless you're coming to play golf for 2 weeks, you just wouldn't really get much out of it. Whereas I think you could probably go to France for a 2 week, you go around France for 2 weeks, you'd see loads of stuff, or Spain or Italy or whatever. Whereas here you can't. Like, it's just not. There's nothing to really do. Once you've seen one of the beaches, you've seen them all. Once you've seen one of the malls, you've seen them all. Once you've been up the Burj, you've seen how high it is. You're like, okay, great.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not skipping over the fact that I didn't know that Dan is pissing scared of heights. And obviously we found out.
I'm not scared of heights. I'm not scared of heights in the sense of like, if I was on like, if you go really high up on something and it's just high, I'm not scared of that. Yeah. It's when you get close to like, it's when they're like, so basically you've got the glass windows there, and like you can literally see just over the edge, and it's only a glass window. Like, I don't like it. Like, I'm not scared of being up that high. Like, when I'm in the middle of that and I look out, I'm fine. It's more like when I'm close to the edge and it just freaks me out. Like, I get that. I think
you were better in there because that was mainly all inside. We went to the view from like the Palm, right? We went to the Palm, the like big thing.
That was fully outside.
That was fully outdoors
up there.
Dan was wondering why I paid the extra like 15 quid to go all the way to the top, because there's no one there, basically. And I was just like, yeah, why not? Yeah. YOLO. I was like, you won't do it without me, so let's do it. And then you were like,
yeah. And then we had a bit of that.
And then we had our own little photo shoot up there, so it was great. So if anybody wants to hire a photographer, go to the top of the view from the Palm. There's a lad who literally just takes as many photos and puts you in positions. It was great, but yeah, that was nice. It was good. It was lovely. I obviously will revisit, but it's for the sole purpose of, unfortunately, seeing your ugly mug and playing some golf. So, yeah, I won't be as touristy next time, mate. Sorry. I won't force you to come out all the time. I feel like you were like tired from that week because you had to do a couple of days of work and then keep up with me. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. I had a lot on. I was tired after that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was almost like you had 2 6-year-olds in the house. So all good. 3 really. Laura counts, and she. Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. But yeah, and then post that, obviously, I've been thrown up, and I went to a wedding in Cornwall. I had the exact opposite of the weather that I had in Dubai. Apart from on the wedding day, got there, pissing down in rain. Wedding day, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then after that, I stayed there until Sunday. So nice 4 or 5 days, I think. Did some work there, unfortunately. And then it's a hard thing about self-employed, isn't it? You kind of have to take your laptop everywhere, so and actually check in and do stuff. Unfortunately,
yeah, that's the thing, mate. It's not the dream that everyone thinks it is it?
It's always something to be done. Always something to be done. I was like, yeah, I had to be in a meeting at Friday 10 a.m. So I didn't drink. I only cheersed and didn't want to eat. So I did actually have to. It was a vegetarian-only wedding. Not only vegetarian people could go. Obviously, I went, but that was the only thing they were serving. Which kind of like, so it was super funny. So so one of my best mates was there, and that's who we were renting the house with. And then, you know, kind of later on after the meal, then they normally bring out some like kind of snacks or something to keep you going through the night.
Yeah.
And obviously in Cornwall, they brought out a selection of Cornish pasties. And then my mate was he like turned to me, was like nudged, and he was like, yeah, great. Oh yeah, I really do a nice Cornish pasty. I was like, Matt, do you remember what we had for dinner? And he was like, yeah, that like mushroomy thing. I was like, what do you think's in the Cornish pasty? He was like, fuck, it's vegetarian, isn't it? I was like, yes. I was like, it's not going to be very good. I was like, he was like, shit, yeah, because obviously like there's no like vegetable kind of gravy like dripping out or anything like that, or it was just kind of potato and veg. Sweet. You don't realize until you've had like just the vegetable like Cornish pasty until you like, that's why there's meat in them. That's why you need some meat. So there was like cheese and onion pasty, but I feel like the root veg one's probably better than that one. So I didn't even bother trying. But anyway, we're back in London, living that London life. Yeah. You recovered from having me? You all good?
I'm recovered, mate. Yeah, like, so my golf game's got shit now because I'm lost that competitive edge. I want to beat you so badly. But yeah, no, I've had. Yeah, it's been good, mate. Yeah, we enjoyed having you. It was nice. It was a nice change of pace, and it was good to. Oh shit! I just lost my fucking microphone here.
Dan's trying to recline as much as possible at his desk.
I'm just trying to sit back a little bit. There we go. Yeah, no, it was nice. It's good. Like, we've got a few more visitors at the end of this start of next month, which is good. But yeah, no, it was good. It was just, for me, it was just knackering because obviously I still had all my check-ins to do, and then I had to fit in like 4 rounds of golf and all that sort of jazz. And it was just a bit like, oof.
Oh, hard life. Hard life.
I know, mate. I know. But honestly, the amount of my clients that were like, fucking hell, you're playing a lot of golf, or you doing any new work? And I'm just like, you're saying that on your check-in that I'm replying to, so obviously I am, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's just, like you say, we were posting like when we're out and about at those, I'm not going to sit here and post when I'm fucking sat at my desk working for 8 hours.
Exactly, yeah.
No one wants to see that shit. Like, I always say it to my clients, I'm like, do you post on Instagram about when you're sat at your desk at work? When you posting out about doing shit, and I'm like, exactly. Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I was doing work, don't worry about it. And like I said, you obviously recorded podcasts and stuff, so it's it was all good. But yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to the next time. We just need to figure out when the next one's going to be. Probably by the time the weather's calmed down, it'll be like October or something.
Mate, I mean, like all of your lads, all the Emiratis will be over here in like a month. So
well, that's it. Yeah,
you'll be empty over there. So they're all over here, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like September, October time, I assume. So somewhere around there. We'll do it biannually, won't we? All right. And then I've already got like the list of courses we have to go to next. So
oh gosh.
So yeah, all good. There's enough good ones over there, so we're nice. All right, so we're going to talk about. I got a list of things. Got a few questions. Obviously, this is coming out on a Wednesday. Just to push it, if anybody has been watching the PT Collective stuff over the last month, I don't know. We've obviously been talking around our PT coaching service, which is in full flow of launch right now. As this Wednesday comes out, we have actually, you've got something that you can also plug, Daniel, because we have done a similar thing. As this goes out, I realized that I haven't done the announcement yet. I do the announcement tomorrow, which is today as this goes out. It's always confusing recording it the day before, isn't it? So we are giving one space away for free in our thing. So that's over, it's not as actually monetary value at the moment because we're actually charging a little bit less. So is over £1,000 of free service, but pretty good if you want to get your business sorted. So we've entered those competitions. We've got it running on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the PTC podcast. I guess you can do it on this one as well. I can't remember the terms and conditions. I'll get it out. And I thought there's another social channel that we use. Facebook, Instagram, probably. That's probably the biggest one. And also, I'm not sure, we've done a bonus one for 5 entries, and we're going to do it all fairly. We've got a random name generator, all that kind of stuff. You can enter obviously once, but if you want to do 5 entries to make sure you can make a video, and if you've done one of our courses, all we want is a review of why it was good. So basically we want that. But yeah, follow the things. I believe you have to like tag, comment, and book in for a call. That's all you have to do, and you could be getting over $1,000 worth of services for free. That's PT coaching. That is our complete mentorship program to sort your fucking businesses out more than anything else, because we'll be good. But you are giving away way more money than we are. $2,500, right?
In Blitz, yeah. For the winner of Blitz this time round on this intake, we are giving away $2,500 to the winner.
Mate, I might do it. I might do that.
Yeah,
I'm going to join up. And then how much have I got to lose?
Well, we don't know. It depends on who the best blitzer is. So the best blitzer is not just on weight loss, right? Because otherwise people would just starve themselves, wouldn't they? Or because otherwise someone would just go, not eat.
Exactly. I get food poisoning again, and then I'm good.
Well, easy, mate. Yeah. So best blitzer is basically person who's, be taken into account physique change, mental changes, adherence to, I suppose what they should be doing, coach feedback, how supportive they've been within the group, all those sorts of things. So it's not just about like, oh, they've lost 10 kilos. It's like, well, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're doing that, and so we're doing that for this time. So basically, we thought to ourselves, it's a nice little like summer holiday for most people, or pay your gas electric bill for a month. Either you pick.
Yeah.
With that,
pay your petrol bill for one journey to home.
Yeah, however you want to spend it, it's up to you. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that, like I said, we're doing now on that. So yeah, all quite a few big changes, to be fair, at Biceps and Banner. We've got interviewing. Well, as of this comes out today, we're interviewing for some positions, coach positions. So yeah, like it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. We'll see how things go this year. It's just just don't stop, innit? You just can't stop. Second you stop, you get backwards. So you just got to keep going forwards.
Exactly. Review.
Some motivational quote in there somewhere.
I love motivational quote. All about those. All I know. All right. So yeah, that's obviously what we're doing at the moment. So go check out both those 3 things. I'm assuming go join those competitions if you want to get involved. If you've already signed up, then if you win the competition, we might reimburse you. But I guess same as you. You signed, what's it, like 149 quid, 145 quid to sign up for Blitz?
Yeah, it's £147 early bird. But
early bird, nice.
So yeah, the price is technically for Blitz has technically gone up to 177, but you can still get it for 147 if you get into the first 3 days on the early bird. So it's Beautiful. Technically still the same price, but also gone up. So there you go.
It's the same as PT coaching. We're like, it will be $350 a month, but after 3 months, no questions, it will go up. We already know it's going up to about 500. So get in now, basically, if you want it.
There you go. Shit ton of money.
But you earn it back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Lovely, mate. All right, so I've got a couple of questions we're going to talk about. You raised one topic off the back of some interviews that I think you've been doing. I've written a topic based off some of the, we're talking to a lot of trainers onboarding for our PT coaching. And obviously from talking to a lot of trainers, you learn about common themes that are kind of necessities that people struggle with. And it can definitely be something that I think I'll blow down Mike's trumpet here. You seem to be very good at this part, is lead generation. And, but I think that is because you two have played such a long game in terms of personality building, all that kind of stuff. And I know that for a fact. And that's the case of you I guess, lead generation, but you do the hard graft in terms of striking conversations and all that kind of stuff around it. But it does seem to be the case of everybody, well, most of the people we've spoken to, but so far, is lead generation seems to be a big thing. And what were you saying prior about kind of, was it personalities and you a factor of like whether people were getting leads or converting them or holding on to them? I'm not too sure.
I think with the fitness industry, people get so frustrated with seeing these people who maybe aren't as smart as them getting more leads or getting more followers and this sort of stuff. And the biggest problem I have with that is I agree with you with these people that yes, they don't know anything. Yes, they're fucking idiots. Yes, they hand out shit. But they are also very good at the one thing you're struggling with. So you need to learn from them. And you need to do the whole success leaves clues thing, right? So me and Mike do this all the time. And it's called like hero versus villain marketing, right? And I think we got it from Suck ages ago, or he might have got it from someone else. I don't think it's his Suck's thing, but this is where we first kind of heard about it. And it's this whole thing around you need to create a hero and a villain in your own content. And for us, we always talk about the coaches that just post about themselves. They post their own physiques. They post their own training. That's all they fucking do. And it's boring, right? We're like, they're so self-centered, they're so this, they're so that. But I also know that those coaches, if they're at the top level of whatever they do, like there's loads of fitness models, right? They get loads of fucking followers and sort of shit. They also get a lot of leads, right? They're playing a game. They're doing something right. They're showing that they're good at something and people want to know, well, if they're good at it, then why can't I do it? And the thing that frustrates me the most is that people are constantly doing courses, mentorships, whatever it might be. And they think that all they need to do is keep posting content, and they kind of keep just posting the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. They might use a different color, or they might use a different font or a different title or a different whatever it is. And when people say you need to get your personality across more, people just think that means that they have to swear or I don't know, like, things like that, right? And me and Mike had it on our call this week with like the group of coaches that we work with, is it's not about like any one piece of content that you write that's going to make the difference. It's not any one piece of, one transformation or one story or one YouTube video that's going to make any difference to anything like that. It's about consistently turning up and consistently having the same message time and time again, but doing it in a way that is somewhat entertaining, somewhat humorous, somewhat serious, somewhat passionate, somewhat tongue-in-cheek, somewhat all those things. But every time that we do a video, we do a post, whether it's a serious one, a funny one, a piss take, whatever, it all has the same underlying tone, theme, ethics, whatever it might be. And people just spend so much time doing the same shit and expecting a different result that it baffles me. Like, all it needs, right, I think, is for someone in the fitness industry to come along. And like, what people actually need in fitness is like a content coach. That's what most people need. They don't need a business mentor. They don't need someone like that. They need a content coach. They need someone who can draw out personality in people and draw out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And we were talking to the guy who does our podcast about this. He was saying that there are literally people on YouTube. Like, there's one guy, he was saying, I don't know if you've heard of it, called Rate My Takeaway. You heard that?
No.
Right. There's a guy, right, on YouTube, right, and he's called Rate My Takeaway, right? I shit you not. He was telling us about this guy, right? I'm pretty sure it's what it was called. I'm just Googling it now. Rate My Takeaway on YouTube, right? And he has got 500,000 subscribers. There you go. Yeah. Rate My Takeaway, 500,000 subscribers, right? He takes a chair and table, 2 takeaways, and sits outside them and eats the takeaway and reviews it.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Right. So, and this is my point, right? Is he can get views doing that. And I bet you if he was somewhat in shape and he trained and he was in fitness, he could sell coaching. Because he gets his personality across, right? He's clearly got people that listen to him and watch his stuff, right? Whatever it is about this guy, I don't know. I've not watched any of his videos. I
really want to watch one now.
Well, yeah, right. But like, you're thinking there, like, how can this guy make this interesting, right? Why are people watching this? Why are people? But I just find it baffling that there's people like this out there. And if this guy wanted to, he could sell. He could sell. I bet he sells. He might sell something. He might do.
He sells merch. Yeah.
Merch. Yeah. But there's personality behind it. People want to listen to this guy for whatever reason, right? I was saying this today. Tubes and Ange on the Golf Life on the thing. They're not good golfers. Far from it. But they have personality. They have something they stand for. They are something. You either like them or you don't. And there are too many coaches out there that are so worried about fucking coaching and like all that, what results they're managing to get with people, whether they know enough about carbs, protein, and fat, and not enough of them thinking about their content and actually double downing on it. I don't know if anyone's noticed recently, James Smith's fucking decided to turn up again on his content.
Yeah,
very good. Yeah. Very good, like funny. Like I've been watching it, going fucking impressed. Like things are like 5 or 6 reels in a row that I've been like, they're good. And he even sent out an email today. And I probably deleted it straight away, to be fair. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. James Smith, how I gained 47 followers this week. The easiest way to say this is I was completely wrong. I thought I kind of knew what content people would want right now. The other day I hit a point where I was like, I'm not so sure what to post about. So he just basically had a brainstorm session. He thought, why don't I just take this whole thing a little bit less seriously and just have a bit more fun? And he was like, I'm not going to take it too seriously. I'm just going to have some fun with it. And yeah, he's basically, his Instagram has grown by 11,000. His TikTok has grown by 50,000. And if you go watch his videos, there is not a single piece of informative content on it. It's just piss takes, funny videos. And success leaves clues, like it really does. And I think people are just so overwhelmed with what to do. And they just revert back to the same old thing that they've always tried to do, rather than putting themselves out there. And they post one video, it doesn't quite go as well as they think it should go, so they don't bother again. When the reality is, you should be posting 100 and waiting to see what happens. Like, if coaches were as consistent with interesting content and actually trying and being creative and thinking outside the box as they are about how anal they are about their fucking spreadsheets and their training plans and their check-ins, it'd probably be a far better business. So yeah, quite
funny. I'm still on the Rate My Takeaway page, and 3 videos in a row was OMG, the chair broke, and then the next video I went shopping for a new chair, and then he
has posted a video about shopping for a chair,
and then the next video is just a montage of him sitting in his chair and saying beloved memories of the chair. you know what oh my god, the chair broke is 25 minutes long, and I'm sure he's just talking about the chair breaking. 214,000 views. I like this one.
Do you know what I mean though?
I like this one though. Like, this supermarket has takeaways. I'm sorry, aren't all the products in supermarkets takeaways
technically?
I was like, think you're missing the forest for the trees now. But I like the fact that what normally happens on YouTube is the best place to find clickbaity titles. This lad doesn't understand what that means. No,
he's gone with but it's also so intriguing because it's so basic. It's so intriguing.
So coming back home and getting brunch. Brilliant. All right, okay. I wonder what he did then. This lady sold me a takeaway from her boat. But then what boat? Which takeaway? What takeaway did she sell you?
How?
I mean,
how?
My last takeaway of the year. Then guess what the next video is? My first takeaway of 2022. These are brilliant. I'm subscribing. I'm sorry. That's great.
There you go, right?
I want to have a look.
There you go. But like, so this is the thing, right? And this is the other thing as well. People say to me all the time, and they don't say to me all the time. That's one thing people say.
People do not.
People say like when people say, "Oh, but I'm not as funny as that," or "I'm not as this as that." It's not about whether you're funny or not. It's about exaggerating the personality traits that you do have. If you are really fucking boring, exaggerate it to the max, and I guarantee you're going to make people laugh, and people will come to you.
James Milner leans into it.
Make a joke out of being boring. Make a joke out of it, and be that boring. People will gravitate to you. It's that simple.
I liked what was something happened clearly 2 months ago for this lad as well, because you'll notice the anal person that I am. of looking at this kind of stuff. All of the video titles were all caps locked. And then 2 months ago, somebody's had a go at him and has started typing his stuff properly and gone lowercase and smaller case. Like, yeah, they're quite strange. All of it was shouting previously, and then the rest of it now from 2 months. Interesting.
Yeah, so like, just to let you guys know as well, like, just to let you guys know, like, I don't want to sit here and anyone to listen to this and think like, oh yeah, you know, like, yeah, but you never get any, you know, times you feel shit. All the time, I always think my content's shit, my content's this. Like, me and Mike haven't started back YouTube yet because we're still kind of unsure what we kind of want to do with those videos, how we want them to look. We don't want to just film our days and be like, oh, here's a day in the life. Like, it's fucking boring. Like, we want it to be interesting, want it to be fun, all this sort of stuff, right? And you can overthink this stuff, of course you can. And I don't want you to just sit there and think, oh, that, you know, we don't doubt ourselves or doubt things, you know, when it comes to content in any way, shape, or form. We do all the time. But the point is, you have to ask yourself these questions. You have to reevaluate things. You can't just put out content and expect, well, that's what people want. Like James Smith said in that email, he assumed he knew what people want, but you don't assume. Ask people what they want. What do you like watching on Instagram? What do you like watching on YouTube? Do more of that yourself. And the thing for me and Mike, when we did our YouTube, was the reason that we think it went okay was that we used to have so much fucking fun making them. We used to just have a laugh, and we didn't care if anyone watched or not, because we had that much fun making it that we couldn't wait to watch it again ourselves. That's how sad we are, right? But I think that that's a pretty good way of thinking of things. When you look at your content, when you look at videos, would you like to just make it even though no one will watch it? And that's with our YouTube. We said, yeah, we wanted to do that. And we filmed a YouTube video already, and we kind of felt like we just did it because we wanted to film one to say we're back. But then we were like, is it good though? Do we want to watch it back? And we're like, well, not that fast, because we know it was just kind of put together half-assed. So you have to enjoy making it as much as you would enjoy watching it back and all that sort of stuff. And then other people will enjoy watching it. That's what I would say about your content is, don't just, if you ever post something thinking, oh, I should probably post something today, that's the one that probably won't go great. The stuff that you really enjoy making, the stuff that you really enjoy putting together, you know, there's going to help someone, that you know that someone's asked you about. So you want to see if it resonates with people. That's the stuff that's going to help.
Yeah.
Put your personality into that. That's what we mean when we say put your personality into it.
And I feel like all of that leads to lead generation, in terms of, that's the big caveat that
because people then go, oh, people who watch your stuff go, well, I've got the same personality as this guy. I like the same stuff he does. If we do videos and you swear and you've got a different sense of humor and you make jokes about certain things that people don't like, well, great, they're not going to be your client. That's fine. But you're not giving people an opportunity to like you by not putting anything out at all and just putting out. And this is why I'm so big on video, and it's why I'm so big on video. And people fucking hate it when I keep telling them all the time. They come to me, oh, what should I do? Do video? Get your face on video. Don't care if it's 60 seconds,
even
a minute. I don't care if it's what it is.
I swear I read a thing from, it was either like the head of like marketing or the head of like the CEO of Instagram, and they were talking about, they were like, we're not a picture sharing platform, we're a video sharing platform now. I was like, that's what we push. You can see it. We push fucking reels. Like, this is exactly what we do. Because it's a direct competitor of TikTok.
It's like, that's the thing as well, is it's there's that, but it's how you connect with someone without actually being there. You could read someone's posts over and over again. How many times, right, have people done this where they read something or they've done something like that, and then they've gone, oh, they didn't sound like I expected them to sound or look. You read it in their voice. Yeah. Whereas because
there a reason?
So many videos up, people read my stuff in my voice because they've heard it enough.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
so it also helps with your written post to put more video up.
Even from that benefit, and it was something, when you sign up for PT coaching, obviously when you sign up to be a client of myself or Dan, you will notice all our check-ins are done on video. You will always get a video from one of us on the way back, because that's how we deem it should be done. You'll probably get a little Loom video, or if there's nothing that we're going through there, then I'm quite happy just to do a little walk and talk video. Absolutely fine, if that's the case. Notice if there's nothing to be said, be like, oh, just checking in, mate. Yeah, lovely. But it's mainly going to be a little Loom video that you're going to check in, and it's going to be, guess what? Because you're speaking to us, and that's the kind of personality that we're going to have. So I'm hoping if people have managed to get clients as well online, and they're not posting that much video and personality, I hope their check-ins are more exciting. I always make sure to talk to the person
but
like they're human if I'm talking to it on video. That's the thing.
But there's the answer, though. There's the answer. How do they know? How do they know? How do they know what they're going to get? How do they know what they're going to get? And I think this is the thing: is half the people know already from me what I'm going to sound like, what I'm going to be like, how I'm going to act, whether I swear or not. You're giving people an insight into you, what you're like, and coaching is sign up for a human interaction, human relationship with someone. That's the reality of the situation, and I think it's really important. Like, it's no surprise to me that when I see the profiles of people who say they're struggling with the lead generation, that they are not posting videos of them talking directly to a camera. Absolutely no shock in my mind. It doesn't shock me in any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. Like, ridiculous. That's the nuts and bolts of it. And look, there'll always be the exception. There'll always be someone who just writes a blog and they get loads of clients or whatever, but that's because they're so fucking good at writing and they're so specialist. My opinion is that most people would do better on video than not.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think it's the exception. The exception of people who get better at, like, say, with blogs and stuff. And then you get the old kickback. Oh, I'm not very good on camera. I'm not very confident. Well, get fucking confident. I'm sick of having this conversation. The only way you do that is by fucking getting on camera and filming videos.
It was interesting because, like, in terms of mentorship kind of stuff, but Adam Alley, obviously Gordon started working for him, right? And he wrote something that I was like, yeah, I totally resonate. That being a podcaster and teaching lessons and whatever, he was like, the first 100 videos I made, it was something like the first 100 videos were for me, and basically finding out whether I could do anything. The next 100 videos are for your actual subscribers, and that's what they'll actually start to learn about and actually kind of engage with. He was like, the first 100, maybe the first 100 podcasts we did sucked. They're certainly very different from what they are now. We're incredibly more relaxed, I would assume, now than when we were before. So
yeah. And you know, I'd say as well, the same with YouTube, like with videos, like me and Mike probably did, I don't know if we manage to do 100 videos, I don't know. But I would say, you know, same. I would say that's probably pretty close to how many videos we did on YouTube. Let's have a look now, actually.
Yeah, probably the first 100, you're finding your feet, finding what is good, what works, what doesn't work, what you think is good, whether you're getting comfortable, that kind of stuff. It's the same with maybe the first 100 PT sessions you've ever done. Like, that's
100%.
Theory. Like, that's a month to 2 months work in theory. And you're still 100%. You're still finding out what's happening. You're still finding out how the gym flows. You're still finding out how your clients are doing, all that kind of stuff, how everything's going. So I would say that 100 hours at least of certain things that you have to do. And then 1,000. What is it? Is it 10,000 hours to become an expert? So crack on.
Yeah.
It's
like, you know, when we look at, so like when we look back and just looking at the views now of kind of our YouTube videos and the ones that kind of went well and all this sort of stuff, right? The worst videos that we did in terms of views and all this sort of stuff were always the ones that were more informative. The ones that were better ones were when we did spoofs, we did bullshit ones, we did, you know, maybe full days of eating, maybe a little bit, that kind of thing, interviews. They were always the better ones, always the ones that obviously the food challenges. So, you know, it's one of those things where, look, when we start getting back into the swing of things, you're going to see it's going to be more spoofs, more stupid shit, more just having fun. Because when we look back, they're the ones we enjoyed doing the most. They're the ones that went well. And I think that's the key thing, you know, is it's.
I'm gonna do a full day of eating. I get so annoyed by them. I'm gonna do one. There you go.
Yeah, like, you know, it's one of those where I think it's for us. It was one of those. As I think I agree with the whole trend of, like, I don't see the point of posting on fucking Instagram. It seems pointless to me. It was one of those where on YouTube, it was a bit of a, you know, it was, I suppose, a day of what things look like, with obviously all the caveats that rather than just a picture of a plate of food going, this is what I'm eating today. But yeah,
I'm just gonna lick a croissant and be like,
or just be sick all day. That's probably what you
do. Shut the fuck. Shut your face.
Don't eat Thai food.
I'm so annoying. I love Thai food. All right. Got a couple. Well, there was a couple of questions. The lead generation was one, like, in terms of thing, but this was one that we had on our live. Go check it out on PT's podcast. No, PC podcast is out. Obviously, you can listen to that. I think we did. So obviously that comes out on Wednesday. Everything comes out on Wednesdays. It was on the
Always
live on
Wednesdays.
Instagram. It's always a Wednesday. It's just hump day, innit? Gets you over the hump. Listen to the podcast.
So,
I'm quite a few podcasts behind as well because I didn't listen to any last week. I think I've got so many to listen to. Bless you, Daniel. Good muting skills. Dan knows where the mute button is. He gets told to shut up every now and again, doesn't he?
I do. Yeah.
So this was an interesting one that I thought. So me and Luke answered. We were like, oh, actually, we haven't thought about it, but it's an interesting one because do you think the current state of affairs with in terms of inflation rates, current economic rates, energy prices, we joked about it earlier, going up, will that affect potential client leads, potential clients, and people staying on for coaching? What do you think, Daniel? What do we answer? And what do you think?
I think in the short term, it may. I think in the long term, it will not. I think in the short term, some people react to it and they say, I'm getting an increase in this, I'm getting an increase in that, so I can't afford this anymore. I think in the long term, people will just budget it into things. They'll realize what's going on. There'll be, interventions in some way, shape, or form. And in the long term, it won't affect things at all. But in the short term, people may panic and may just do that. I think it all depends on things and where you sit. So, for example, I think in-person PT, I doubt it will affect it hugely. In London, maybe, simply because the amount of the increase, it's a luxury product to have a PT, and the increase of £100 a month on energy bills, for example, which I think is what it was. I can't remember what the average is at the moment. But for someone who's doing 3 times a week PT in London, they're not going to worry about that. Someone in the north potentially who has got a part-time job and their partner's full-time, and they do online coaching and it costs £150 a month for them, that could be a luxury that they have to go without, and then they have to kind of fuel their home, right? And I think that will be, again, a short-term thing where people will go, right, I've got to do this now and save and see, and then they may realize just how important that accountability was to them and come back potentially, and they may go elsewhere, they may cut back. But it's definitely something to consider. What I wouldn't do is what I saw someone do the other day, which was announced that they were going to increase their prices due to inflation. On Instagram. And I was like, no, I wouldn't have done that if I was you. But, it was a bit of it was just kind of the way it was done was a bit kind of like, I'm full with clients. Anyone wants to come on board from now on, like my prices are now going up due to inflation. I was like, you could have just kept that quiet and just got leads in and told them what the price was. And not anything. Seemed really odd to me. I was just a bit like, you don't need to kind of mention it, what it's for. Look, obviously it's going to affect some people. There's no doubt about that. But look, as a personal trainer, it's outside your control. So there is fuck all you can do about it. So I wouldn't even be worrying about it. I wouldn't be concerned about it. I don't think it makes your job harder. I think it's just that some people may not be able to afford your services, but it's not going to be all the people.
Correct. Sure. So obviously, like mine and Luke's opinion was like, would be stupid to say it won't, because it is some sort of economic value that is happening. So it obviously will have some sort of effect, but then we did say it was like the fortunate. I use mine, for example, like I'm in the middle of London and personal training, 100%. We are in a luxury based business. Like it's not a necessity, but possibly the people that are signing up for exactly in-person PT wouldn't worry, say, oh, actually it's hard to get produce in at the moment, so the smoothie's gone up £1, like they're from Dalesford. They wouldn't bat an eyelid. Absolutely not. So they're not going to make that much of a difference from in terms of their PT and their kind of lifestyle. I think where you may feel it maybe on the online realm, because it is generally a cheaper product. Basically it's more of a budget friendly product, so you might get people who are more budget orientated, I think you probably would say, for online coaching people. But yeah, it will obviously have a little bit of an effect, but I think it will only have an effect on you if you think the personal training quality saturation is high, and the fact is it's still not, so you'll do fine. you're doing a good job, you'll do okay. And you'll convert whatever. So as always, I think, it'll unfortunately wean out some of the people who haven't quite had a go at it, or they've been unlucky, or you haven't made your own luck by working decently hard. So yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that was one of the interesting questions I decided to bring to the table. Mr. Daniel, I thought it was interesting. No, it was something that I hadn't really thought about as well. So simple, mate. And obviously, the one thing I need to talk about today, as we bring this to a close, is I sat through, and I wish Dan had been there with me, a Hyper Ice. That is a rival brand of theragun. Kind of show and tell. I think is basically what I can call it. So the poor lad, I don't think he really believed in the product. His obviously, I could tell his one main goal was to get every single person in the room signed up on the app. That was clearly his I don't know what they call target performance, whatever things, KPIs. Thank you. His key performance indicator was how many app signups did you get from that thing. He was like, everybody get on your phones, and I was like, I don't want the app. And I was like, I don't need it. It's like it's great. It was like the theragun and the vibrating foam roller are Bluetooth connected, and I was like, why does it need to be Bluetooth? I don't understand why it needs to be. I was like, that seems silly. So you can go through a special program. So it'll coach you through, and it will change the settings on the intensity settings anyway for you as it goes through it. Interesting. Anyway, this is Hyper Ice. Obviously I had my ammo. I know how these things work. It's percussion therapy. It's a therapeutic kind of instrument. That's all it's doing. A vibration instrument, just like something Dan might play with in his private times. So, exactly. And it was, we already did a practical based experiment on it, like with it the other week. And I did people in his parades, and I was just like, I wouldn't use it for the recovery. So it was interesting as well. So he got out, and obviously myself and you, obviously stuff's changed. We haven't worked in football for, let's say, 8 years. But obviously experienced it. About 8 years now, must be, give or take. Long time, right? Should probably go back in for a season, then come back out. No. But he was like, yeah, we're the official provider for Tottenham. I was like, cool. All right. So I was like, so you're saying these need to be done like these, so the air compression things. He was like, yeah. I was like, when do you use them? I was like, I've seen people use them. I know there's a few influencers or kind of athletes actually that I follow that I quite like. Particularly like heptathletes. I think they're a little bit more all round in how they train. And decathletes and stuff like that. I find their training pretty interesting because they train more like a general based athlete. But they use this compression garment, like this thing that goes around their legs, and they kind of sit in it, and it kind of the best thing I can describe it is it would be, imagine putting a blood pressure cuff all over your leg, and it kind of gradually goes up your leg and kind of flush, as he said, he used the word quite a lot, flush your toxins out. I was like, interesting word. Of course, just like that, just like lemon water in it then. That flushes toxins. Yeah, and I was like, oh, so interesting. So when did you say it? Yeah, he was like, just back them on straight after, as soon as possible, right? You got to get that recovery. I was like, but you said Tottenham use them. When did they use them? They were like, yeah, so they have it written in that they use them the day after the game. I was like, so not after they've just done their heavy bout of leg work, they don't put them on then. He was like, no, they come in and use them the day after. I was like, so 12 hours maybe post recovery. I think stuff's already started to happen. Yeah, it kind of gauges into, I was just like, I think they're using them, sure, absolutely fine. If they want to use them, they can use them. If they don't, they don't. So, but anyway, the sales pitch. Interesting. Rule number 1, if you've got an electronic product, make sure it's charged before you start to sell it. Wouldn't you do that, Dan? I think be like turning up with me with a load of like AirPods and be like, yeah, they look lovely. Can I have a listen? Nah, none of these will connect to your phone. Oh, good, that's good. Why would I do that? Interesting. I was like, oh, okay. And then he kind of refused to talk about physiologically what was happening. Kind of naming big muscle groups.
Because nothing happens.
And obviously, like I kind of laid in. I was like, we did a little practical a couple of weeks ago. I was like, this is what we think. Would you agree? And then I was just like, all honesty, guys, this will have no difference to actually stretching. The research even shows that right now. And they were like, oh, he was like, oh, but it's 20% something like blood flow increased. And I was like, okay, that might be good. If we can get it, fine. I was like, I don't think that's going to make an effect. I think you could just use a normal foam roller and not have it shake you. Absolutely fine. I think the percussive therapy thing's cool because it seems to be, you don't really have to do much effort for it to do something around your joint and basically desensitize the muscle. Range of motion was increased acutely for about 15 minutes, then fucks off. Still the same thing. It's not a quick fix. It does not get rid of like all muscle soreness. If you've trained hard, it will not do anything. It was just interesting from a product I completely had my biases against, and him trying to sell it to me. Didn't sell it to me or try to persuade me whatsoever. So it was, I guess, I don't know why, but yeah, it was all right. Wonderful, mate. Basically, my top tip for salespeople: make sure your product can work in the facility you're going to. The one thing I wanted to try, that's it. I only wanted to try the air compression thing. He's like, oh, is that battery? What? Why?
Convenient.
I was like, I don't care about the gun. I want to try this one. I've seen actual athletes use this one. So yeah, I don't want to use this one. So interesting, mate. I'll get you some for your birthday. Cool. I'm going to come over with one. I'm going to be sponsored soon. Hyperice theragun. I'm actually using it with one client because basically we've tried fucking everything else and he's seen every single physio under the sun. So I was like, we might as well try and gun your calves. I don't know. I'm lost. A lot of smarter people can't do it. So I was like, we might as well. Fuck it. Just throw enough shit at the wall. I know, imagine. I'm going to be devastated. But throw enough shit at the wall, hope something sticks. Anyway, right. Bring our show to an end, Daniel. Yeah. Any other business?
Not for me, no. Blitz opens next Friday for those interested who want to lose 8-week fat loss, win $2.5 grand. Let me know. Links in my bio on Instagram, as always.
Links in your bio. Yeah, obviously, I'm always open for coaching. I'll be onboarding April people. If you want to get started in April, have a chat to me now, probably. And yeah, obviously PT coaching. If you want us to sort out your business and earn some more money and discuss those lead generation ideas with actual people who know. If you want to talk to Luke more than anything else, or Laura or Joe or our copywriter or our sales guy or me. Too many people to talk to then. Enter the competition, which is live now. So go check. I'm sure you've seen the announcement on the PT Collective. I would have shared it as well. I'm sure I will repost it on my Instagram. Basically to get booked in, and even if you don't win the competition, you'll get booked in, and you can have a little chat with Luke about it, about becoming a partner. So all good. It's what we are, partners in their business, Dan. Partners. Yeah.
I'd see.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Apologies for 2 weeks out. I'm sure you hated it. You had a lovely time. We'll see if the subscribers drop now. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.